In the summer of 2025, a single video swept across social media platforms like wildfire, capturing the attention of millions within hours. It was shared, reposted, and commented on by people from every corner of the globe, quickly becoming the most talked about clip of the year. The footage ignited a mix of fear, fascination, and disbelief worldwide, as viewers struggled to process what they were seeing. The video claimed to capture the final moments of a young wildlife photographer, Jessica Radcliffe, during a fatal encounter with a massive orca. The line between human and wild seemed to blur before viewers' eyes, leaving many to wonder how such a tragedy could unfold so suddenly. With its dramatic camera angles, shaky footage, and heart-pounding action, the video was instantly shareable. It spread like a digital wildfire, fueling a global wave of shock, heated debate, and endless speculation about what really happened that day on the water. Millions around the world mourned the supposed victim, holding candlelight vigils and sharing heartfelt tributes online. The tragedy sparked intense conversations about the dangers of wildlife tourism and the risks photographers take to capture the perfect shot. The emotional impact of the video was undeniable. For many, it felt heartbreakingly real. So real, in fact, that few dared to question its authenticity at first. But as the story continued to spread, cracks in the narrative began to appear. People started to ask questions, and doubts crept in. Was this tragedy really being reported by credible news outlets? Who exactly was Jessica Radcliffe? And why had no one heard of her before this video surfaced? Skepticism grew among viewers, with online communities dissecting every frame and detail, searching for inconsistencies and clues that might reveal the truth. In a world where viral stories can shape our fears and beliefs in an instant, it's more important than ever to dig deeper and question what we see online. So what was the real truth behind this viral sensation? The answer would prove to be even more surprising than the video itself. Jessica Radcliffe, a 23-year-old marine trainer and wildlife photographer, became the face of this tragedy. Her story quickly captured the public's imagination, blending her love for the ocean with a sense of adventure and compassion. Jessica was often seen in wetsuits working closely with orcas, and her social media was filled with breathtaking images of marine life. She was more than just a trainer, she was a storyteller using her camera to inspire others to care about the sea and its creatures. The narrative painted her as a passionate ocean advocate, someone who dedicated her life to protecting marine wildlife. Her sudden loss felt deeply personal to many, as if the world had lost a true guardian of the ocean. Vigils and memorials sprang up along the coast, with people sharing stories of how Jessica's work had inspired them to take action for conservation. According to viral posts, Jessica died in a shocking incident when an orca attacked her tour boat. The story was accompanied by a grainy, dramatic video that seemed to capture the terrifying moment. The footage spread like wildfire, with viewers horrified by the apparent attack and the chaos that followed. People debated the risks of wildlife tourism and the unpredictable nature of orcas in the wild, but on closer inspection, the video often showed a marine park trainer performing in a controlled environment, not a photographer at sea. The orca's movements looked oddly unnatural, almost choreographed, and the setting didn't match the open ocean. These inconsistencies raised questions among a few attentive viewers, but most were swept up in the emotional narrative. AI-generated voices and faces were seamlessly blended into the footage, making the illusion even more convincing. Yet, subtle digital glitches, awkward facial expressions, and mismatched audio hinted that something was off. The technology was impressive but not perfect. If you looked closely, the cracks began to show. The story spread rapidly, amplified by influencers and aggregation pages eager for engagement. Jessica's name and image became ubiquitous, appearing in countless posts, news articles, and reaction videos. People shared their outrage, their grief, and their theories, fueling the story's momentum and making it nearly impossible to escape online. It was a perfect recipe for virality, a sympathetic victim, a terrifying animal, and dramatic visuals that tugged at the heartstrings. The combination of fear, empathy, and spectacle made the story irresistible, drawing in millions who wanted to know more. But beneath the surface, the story was a digital ghost story, crafted for clicks, not truth. It was a cautionary tale about how easily fiction can masquerade as fact in the age of viral media, leaving us to question what's real and what's just a convincing illusion. Fact-checkers quickly got to work searching for evidence of Jessica Radcliffe's tragic end. No credible news reports, police records, or official statements existed. An orca attack of this scale would have made global headlines. There was no trace of Jessica Radcliffe, no professional history, no social media, no obituary. Even the Pacific Blue Marine Park mentioned in some versions was entirely fictional. Digital forensics revealed the video was AI-generated with unnatural movements and voices. The story was a patchwork of hoaxes, a boat attack, a marine park incident, and a fabricated victim. The truth was clear: Jessica Radcliffe never existed. The viral event was a complete fabrication, designed to prey on our emotions. It was a digital ghost story, not a real tragedy. The Jessica Radcliffe hoax is just one of many viral death hoaxes that have swept the internet in recent years, capturing the attention of millions and spreading rapidly across social media platforms. These stories often seem believable at first glance, especially when they're accompanied by dramatic images or emotional headlines. We're naturally drawn to dramatic stories, especially those that trigger strong emotions like fear, shock, or sadness. These feelings make us more likely to believe and share such stories without stopping to question their accuracy. Our brains are wired to pay attention to threats or tragedies, a survival instinct that once kept us safe but now makes us vulnerable to misinformation. Confirmation bias plays a powerful role here. If a story fits our existing beliefs or fears, like the idea that orcas are dangerous, we're much less likely to question it. Instead, we accept it as truth and may even feel compelled to warn others. Social media algorithms are designed to keep us engaged, so they amplify sensational content that gets lots of reactions, comments, and shares. This means that the most dramatic, attention-grabbing stories are the ones we see most often, regardless of whether they're true. As a result, a lie can circle the globe in minutes, reaching people everywhere before the truth even has a chance to catch up. This creates a cycle where misinformation spreads faster and wider than ever before, making it difficult to correct false narratives once they've taken hold. Each time someone shares a story, it gains more credibility in the eyes of others, a phenomenon known as social proof. When we see our friends or family sharing something, we're more likely to believe it's true, even if we haven't checked the facts ourselves. The Radcliffe hoax combined a compelling narrative with shocking visuals, making it almost irresistible to click, share, and discuss. It played perfectly into our psychological tendencies and the mechanics of online sharing. Understanding these psychological and technological traps is the first step to protecting ourselves from falling for fake news. By recognizing how our minds and social media platforms can trick us, we become better equipped to spot misinformation. We must learn to pause, question, and verify before we share anything online. Taking a moment to check the source or look for additional evidence can make all the difference. Only then can we break the cycle of viral misinformation and help create a more informed, thoughtful online community. While the Radcliffe story was fake, real orca attacks in captivity have had tragic consequences. Dawn Brancheau's death at SeaWorld in 2010, caused by Tilikum, is a well-documented case. Tilikum was also involved in 2 previous deaths, highlighting the dangers of keeping orcas in captivity. Other incidents, like the deaths of Kelty Byrne and Alexis Martinez, underscore the risks and ethical dilemmas of marine parks. These real tragedies led to industry changes and sparked public debate, inspiring documentaries like, unlike the hoax, these events were investigated, documented, and had lasting impact. The real stories remind us of the complex issues surrounding animal captivity. They carry a gravity that no viral fiction can match. To understand the context, we must look at orcas themselves, apex predators, not whales but the largest dolphins. Orcas are highly intelligent, social, and live in complex family pods with unique cultures and hunting techniques. In the wild, they're powerful hunters, but fatal attacks on humans are virtually non-existent. Most wild orca encounters are marked by curiosity, not aggression. The aggression seen in captivity is widely believed to be a result of psychological trauma from confinement. Orcas are built for the open ocean, not small tanks and daily performances. The tragic attacks in captivity reflect the consequences of unnatural environments, not the orca's true nature. Understanding orcas means respecting their intelligence and the challenges they face. The real danger lies not in the wild, but in how we treat these remarkable animals. Orcas captivate us because they embody both beauty and danger, symbols of the wild ocean and primal fear. Their striking appearance and intelligence make them cultural icons. From 2, the killer whale name taps into our fear of powerful predators, making them endlessly compelling. The Radcliffe hoax exploited this fascination, turning awe into terror with a simple, dramatic narrative. It's easier to believe in a monstrous orca than to grapple with the complexities of their real behavior. Our fascination brings responsibility to seek truth, not sensationalism. The real story of orcas is about survival, intelligence, and the balance of ocean life. By learning more, we can turn fear into respect and advocacy. The truth is far more interesting and important than any viral hoax. Navigating today's digital world means learning to spot misinformation before it spreads. Always check the source. Is it reputable or just a random account? Look for corroboration. Real news is reported by multiple credible outlets. Examine the evidence. Does the video look authentic or are there signs of AI manipulation? Watch for inconsistencies between the story and the visuals. Be aware of your emotional response. If a post provokes strong feelings, pause before sharing. Cross-reference details and search for fact checks. The Orca hoax unraveled quickly for those who took these steps. By thinking critically and questioning what we see, we can stop the spread of harmful content. Let's all become better digital citizens, one click at a time. The Jessica Radcliffe hoax teaches us vital lessons about respect, for wildlife and for the truth. We must keep a safe distance from wild animals and remember they're not here for our entertainment. Our responsibility extends to the digital world. Don't share stories without verifying them. Misinformation can create fear, damage reputations, and distract from real issues. The real story of orcas, their intelligence, social lives, and the threats they face, deserves our attention. Let's support conservation and responsible tourism, not sensationalism. By seeking truth and respecting nature, we become true explorers, curious, cautious, and compassionate. Before you share, check the facts. And when you encounter wildlife, let awe and respect guide you, not fear born of fiction.